left, right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Color guard, mark time, march. Color guard, halt. Right, face. Color guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome delegates Ruby Gillum from Ohio and Clarissa Rodriguez from Texas to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right there. Right behind you. Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all.
To get on with nominating the next President of the United States. I am pleased that as part of this committee's report to the convention, the Democratic Party recognizes that we are stronger together, and we make a priority of ensuring the diversity of our party is highlighted. It is now my pleasure to turn this over to my co-chair, Lorraine Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Let me add my thanks for the opportunity to serve as a co-chair of the Credentials Committee. All 57 of our state and territorial parties worked diligently to ensure that their delegations to the convention look like America, and as a result of their hard work, we have the most diverse convention ever. We are proud that the diversity represented in the participants of this convention highlight a core value of our party. That is, ensuring that all Americans, regardless of sex, race, age, color, creed, national origin, religion, economic status, sexual orientation, gender identity, ethnic identity, or physical disability should be able to achieve the American dream. Madam Chair, on behalf of the other Credential Committee officers and committee members, I move the adoption of the Credentials Committee report.
The report and the business before the Credentials Committee, and a motion has been made to adopt the committee's report. Pursuant to our convention rules, we will conduct a vote on approving the report of the Credentials Committee by a voice vote. Those delegates in favor of approving the Credentials report say aye. Will those delegates who oppose the Credentials report say no? The ayes have it. Thank you very much, James Roosevelt and Lorraine Miller, the co-chairs of the Credentials Committee, and thank you to all of the committee members, the vice chairs. Thank you all for your great work. Thank you. The co-chairs of the Convention's Rules Committee, Barney Frank from Massachusetts and Leticia Van Der Pute from Texas.
Thank you. Thank you or not, as the case may be. Madam Chair, the Rules Committee met on Saturday in a full and open session in which a large number of resolutions were offered and debated and roll call votes taken. The final issue was voted, as you will hear, overwhelmingly by a vote of 170 to 5. It is my great pleasure to report the officers, the permanent officers, recommended by the Rules Committee. As the honorary chair, one of the great leaders in American history, Nancy Pelosi, the minority leader of the House of Representatives and the first woman to be Speaker. As permanent chair, a very able member of Congress, in fact, the best thing to come out of Cleveland recently, Marcia Fudge, the Congresswoman from Cleveland. As permanent co-chairs representing the range of talent and diversity of our party, the Honorable Norman Mineta, Senator Gary Peters, Governor Gina Raimondo, the Honorable Hilda Solis, Representative Maxine Waters, and the Honorable Wellington Reb. And as Secretary, Mayor Stephanie Rawlings Blake. That is the report of the Rules Committee on the permanent officers.
Delegates, you have heard the Rules Committee recommendation of the individuals to serve as permanent officers of the 2016 Democratic National Convention. The chair will entertain a motion to approve this list of outstanding Democratic leaders. Do I hear a second? Pursuant to our rules, we will now have a voice vote on approving permanent officers of the convention. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no. The ayes have it. Thank you so very much to Barney Frank and Leticia Vandepute as the co-chairs of the Rules Committee, and thank you as well to the committee vice chairs and members. Join me. Thank you. I think it's still up here. Sorry about that. Please join me in welcoming the permanent chair of the convention, Ohio Congresswoman Marcia Fudge. Fudge was first elected in 2008. She represents the people of the 11th Congressional District of Ohio. Congresswoman Fudge serves on the House Committee on Agriculture and the House Committee on Education and Workforce. She is the ranking member on the Subcommittee on Early Childhood and Elementary and Secondary Education, and she is also a member of several congressional caucuses and the immediate past chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. It is now my pleasure to turn over the gavel to my friend and the permanent chair of the 47th Democratic National Convention, Congresswoman Marcia Fudge.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I am honored to accept this gavel as permanent chair of the Democratic National Convention. And I am excited to put Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine in the White House. Assembled an extraordinary collection of Americans here in this arena. We are here from across the country, We have traveled thousands of miles, and we are representing the millions of Democrats who come this November are going to make their voices heard louder and stronger than ever before. Because we have a choice, a profound choice this November. And we have to make this choice in a time when this nation finds itself at the crossroads of history and hope, a time of great promise, progress, and potential, but also a time of social unrest, hate speech, and war. Hillary Clinton was born for such a time as this. And that is why we are going to have a different kind of convention than the one we saw in Cleveland last week. Because Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine want to build an economy that works for everyone, not just the people at the top. An economy where everyone pays their fair share, an economy where if you work hard, you can get ahead and stay ahead. Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine want to bring steady and stable leadership to the world. They'll work with our allies to keep America and the rest of the world safe and secure. Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine want an America where there are no barriers to opportunity, equality, or justice. Excuse me. Where we lift each other up, and where every voice from every race, religion, and sexual orientation is heard and respected. Over the next 4 days, we're going to hear from the leaders of our country and the future of our party. We're going to unite and we're going to make history. And we're going to do everything we can to elect Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine. Hillary Clinton, this is your time. This is our time. Delegates, Democrats, let the convention begin. And may I just make a point? May I just make a point? There are many of you that do not know me in this room. But let me say to you, I intend to be fair. I want to hear the varying opinions here. I am going to be respectful of you, and I want you to be respectful of me. We are all Democrats, and we need to act like it. Let's do it. The rules of the convention allow me as chair to appoint other officers to assist in the orderly conduct of the convention's proceedings. It is now my great honor to announce the following additional convention officers. Convention Vice Chairs, Lily Ledbetter, Laura Ricketts, Maura Healey, State Representative Alicia Reese, Senator Claire McCaskill, Representative Doris Matsui, Chad Griffin, Doug McCarran, the Honorable Alexis Padilla, Representative Jim Clyburn, Senator Richard Blumenthal, Louis Elrod, Secretary and friend Mayor Stephanie Rollins Blake, parliamentarians Representative Steny Hoyer, lead parliamentarian, Helen McFadden, Senator Karen Carter Peterson, the Honorable Alexis Herman, Harold Eichels, Kevin O'Keefe, Sergeant at Arms Representative John Lewis, Assistant Sergeant at Arms Senator Tammy Baldwin, Representative Sheila Jackson-Lee, Gary Morrow, Mayor Ross Baraka, Terry O'Sullivan, doorkeeper Mignon Moore, timekeeper Marissa Richmond. Each of these convention officials is dedicated to strengthening their communities and our country. They share Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine's positive vision for change and will be important messengers for the campaign moving forward. We would now bring back for the completion of the rules report for procedural rules and agenda the chairs, Barney Frank and Mr. Pute.
On Saturday, the 182 members of the Rules Committee, fairly reflecting the delegates elected to the convention according to their preferences, spent 7 hours in a fully open debate of every aspect of the rules that anyone wished to bring up, and voted overwhelmingly for a final report, which you will hear later. I now report the agenda and procedural rules for the convention. To be clear, there is a report about what will happen after this convention that you will hear about very shortly. My report is of the agenda of the convention and of the rules that will govern the conduct of business in this convention. And I report again, they were fully debated with no question about anyone's right to offer any amendment or make any debate being repressed. And we now present these rules, which will result in a fully open and small d democratic as well as big D democratic conduct of the convention. Madam Chair, I present those parts of the committee's report from Saturday.
Thank you very much, Barney Frank, for presenting the agenda and the procedural rules of the convention as amended by the Rules Committee. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the agenda and procedural rules of the 2016 Democratic National Convention. Do I hear a second? Pursuant to our rules, we will now have a voice vote on approving our agenda and procedural rules of the 2016 Democratic National Convention. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The chair determines that the ayes have it. We will now hear the unity report.
Good afternoon. I'm Leticia Van de Pute, a 7th-generation Texan, and my grandmothers were born in Mexico, and they would have been so proud to see me standing here today. Co-chair of the 2016 Democratic National Convention Rules Committee. She would have been, my grandmothers would have been so proud. And I also get to work with Barney Frank. More than 2 centuries ago, a group of courageous individuals gathered at Independence Hall a few blocks from here to give birth to our great country and a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And for my abuelitas, they knew that in this United States of America, the most meaningful title that anyone could ever hold is the title citizen. And my abuelita, my memo, became a citizen at age 68, and her proudest day was the day when she cast her first vote. And as Democrats, we must do everything we can to ensure that our party carries on this tradition that makes us stronger as a country. So we are proposing the creation of the Unity Reform Commission. This commission has won overwhelming support from all members of the Rules Committee. And together, we're going to see what's working, we're going to see what's not working, and we're going to work together to build a stronger Democratic Party for our children, para nuestros hijos. And the commission will make recommendations regarding unpledged delegates to be sure that our process reflects our true democratic values and our unwavering belief in our representative democracy. And we're going to open up our democratic process so that the grassroots always has a seat at the table. We're going to ensure that our party hears every voice and empowers every person with a chance to contribute. And so to all the activists, to the organizers, to the officials and the volunteers and las familias and community leaders out there, we hear you. We respect you. And this Unity Commission will work for you to build a thriving, growing Democratic Party today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. Muchísimas gracias.
Speakers on the Unity Report, one representing the Clinton campaign and one representing the Sanders campaign.
And please welcome Wellington Webb from Colorado.
Hi. I'm Wellington Webb, the former mayor of Denver, Colorado, an at-large member of the Rules Committee, and a longtime supporter of Hillary Clinton. Yesterday, I was proud to take part in the establishment of the Unity Reform Commission, which was formed in collaboration between the Clinton campaign and the Sanders campaign and the DNC. The commission is made up of representatives from both campaigns and the Democratic National Committee, and it is charged with assessing and improving our party's presidential nominating process. Now, specifically focusing in on superdelegates, caucuses, and strategies for opening up our system even more. The commission will set up a set of recommendations for the DNC rules and the bylaws committee no later than January 1st, 2018. And if adequate action isn't taken within 6 months, the commission will present those recommendations before the full Democratic National Committee. Now, let me share with you that the primary season brought to light some issues we need to address as a Democratic family. and that is exactly what we're going to do. Now, as a party, I believe our diversity has made us strong, and it's not required that we always agree, but it is vital that we always move forward together. To continually perfect our processes and begin a more inclusive, fair, and open party within each cycle. Now, I know I speak for a lot of Democrats and progressives, and I said this on Saturday when I said I respect and admire Senator Sanders and his campaign. The voters and contributors you were able to mobilize and bring into the process, the issues raised and the elevation of our national debate, there is no question the country is better now for your efforts. And as we go through the process of improving our nominating process, we will continue to move our party and our country forward. Just as we watch LeBron James and Steph Curry shake hands after a well-fought finals, we know the country is eager to watch these two giants move forward together to champion progressive causes, and most importantly, to ensure we swear in a president come January which will uphold the ideals we hold most dear. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are our champions. They both deserve our cheers. They both deserve our cheers. We both deserve our cheers. So I ask you, if you would do this for me, do this for our party, do this for you, and let's show Donald Trump we can work together. Cheer for Bernie. Cheer for Bernie when he takes the stage. Let's all cheer for Bernie tonight when he takes the stage. And let's also cheer for Hillary when she takes the stage on Thursday. When we leave this convention, we should do so with a united sense of purpose to advance our shared ideals and ensure when our next president is sworn in on January the 20th, we will hear for the first time a Chief Supreme Court Justice say those words, "Congratulations, Madam President."
Welcome, State Representative Diane Russell from Maine.
Democrats! My name is Diane Russell. I'm a state representative from the beautiful city of Portland, Maine, a proud delegate for Bernie Sanders, introduced the First Amendment to reform the superdelegate system.
You know, Dumbledore from Harry Potter once said, "It takes great courage to stand up to your enemies. It takes even greater courage to stand up to your friends." Obviously, we've had a real family disagreement over the role of superdelegates in our party's nominating process. Working to get a president elected is supposed to be hard work. But we can definitely do more as a party to ensure a fairer, more open process that places everyday voters at the center. That's why I am so pleased to report that a process is underway, thanks to you, in several states and within our newly formed Unity Reform Commission to open up our nominating procedures and build a fairer process going forward. It is what our voters expect, and it is what our party deserves. It's why I am so deeply honored and beyond grateful to stand here before you. It's a bit of a dream come true. On behalf of Senator Sanders, and the political revolution, in strong, unequivocal support for the Unity Compromise. This plan, and it is a plan, gives us the opportunity to champion a variety of great election reforms, including reducing the number of superdelegates by a full 2/3. That is written right into the Commission's charter. I want to be clear. We did not win this by selling out. We won this by standing up. We did this! We won this by standing together! You are so beautiful right now. Since we led the way in Maine, right over there, Democrats in nearly 20 states, most through their local conventions, have voted to reform the superdelegate system. 20 states! On top of progressives have signed petitions calling for serious structural reform. And we're doing it. We're doing it because we are the party of democracy. We are the party of the 99%, the downtrodden, the forgotten, the working class. Exactly, not for sale. We are fighting to make reforms. We won because Democrats from a very small but very mighty state, Maine, threaded a tight needle to stand for real change against all odds. We won because Democrats across the country organized in our home states. And we won because our Rules Committee members stayed at the table to negotiate a real solution because they heard you asking for it and demanding it, and they got it done. I never thought we'd get it through the Maine convention, and here we're getting it through the national convention. Now you have to understand something. The fight to reform the superdelegate system was never about this election. It was always about democratizing our party for generations to come. And it may be hard, and believe me, it may be messy. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Love does trump hate. And in the end, I stand with my Democratic family in making sure we win this fall. Paul LePage is my governor. I do not need to see anyone like him become the president of this United States. Whether you support Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, we are all in this together, and we will all have a voice in the Clinton administration. We can work together on so much. And despite any differences we may hold, we all know in our heart of hearts hearts, the Donald Trump presidency will not just hurt our party, it will hurt our people. And I am not okay with that. I will always stand strong with Bernie Sanders. And I will also do everything I can do this fall to elect Hillary so that we have a Democrat in the White House. It is time to get to work on building a higher minimum wage, on expanding Social Security, on ensuring equal pay for women, and making sure that the rest of this generation is not saddled with the same level of student debt that my generation is. We are the road ahead. We are united, and fixing the superdelegate system is the path to making sure that our party is the strongest party, not just in this fall, but for the generations to come. Thank you.
Delegates, you have heard speakers from the Clinton and Sanders campaigns speak in favor of the Unity Report recommended for approval by the Rules Committee. The chair will entertain a motion to approve these other proposals as recommended for your approval by the Convention Rules Committee. Do I hear a second? Pursuant to our convention rules, we will now have a voice vote on approving the Unity Report and other proposals as recommended by the Rules Committee. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The chair determines that the ayes have it. As the permanent chair of the 2016 convention, it gives me great pleasure to introduce a fellow member of Congress from Maryland and my dear friend, convention parliamentarian Steny Hoyer. And Steny Hoyer.
Thank you, Maryland. Good evening, fellow Democrats and fellow Americans. I'm so proud to be addressing you here in America's first capital, the home of Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, and the birthplace of our Constitution. I'm proud to serve as the parliamentarian of this convention, and I'm proud to be here with the delegation that I just referenced. My friends from Maryland, all of my friends from Maryland. I love you too. We're here to nominate Hillary Clinton because of her because of her ability, her experience, and her vision for our country. We're also here to show America why Democrats up and down the ticket are ready to lead. Over the past 8 years, President Obama and Vice President Biden worked hard to help Americans emerge from the economic collapse ushered in by Republican policies. For the first 2 years of the President's administration, he had a Democratic Congress that was committed to doing the job and rescuing our economy. Thank you. Millions of Americans worked hard, tightened their belts, they persevered, and never gave up. And with the help from the recovery programs we enacted, America has come back. We know, however, until opportunities come back for every American, there is a lot more work to be done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, since the Republicans took control of the House of Representatives in 2011, they've had a message for the American people. You're on your own. To hardworking immigrants and dreamers, to LGBTQ citizens, to women demanding equal pay, to parents asking for affordable child care and paid family leave, to millions who have health insurance today for the first time through the Affordable Care Act. And the Republican Party has said to all of them, you're on your own. But we say, you're not on your own. We're in this together. Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine and Democrats in Congress will always be on your side. On your side because we believe that we are stronger together. And we are running together, as the previous speaker pointed out, to renew faith in government and help all our people make it in America. Ladies and gentlemen, in his speech to the Republican convention last week, Speaker Ryan said that this election comes down to a contest of ideas. He's right. But we've seen the disastrous results of Republican ideas. And we've seen what they can do to our economy and to our security. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, all of us, those who supported Sanders, those who supported Clinton, those who supported my Governor O'Malley, all of us must bind together for our country and elect Hillary Clinton, President of the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Platform Drafting Committee Chair, Representative Elijah Cummings from Maryland.
Madam Chair, honored delegates, and my fellow Democrats, I stand before you today not as a congressman from the inner city of Baltimore, but as a son of former sharecroppers whose parents started on a farm in the lowlands of South Carolina with no running water, no toilet, but who believed in education and taught their children the value of helping others. My father, the late Robert Cummings, a man who left school after the 4th grade to plow the fields and to pick the cotton, He's one of the smartest people I've ever known. He says, son, the test of a man is not how much he helps himself. The true test is whether he helps those less fortunate. He would say, son, you go to school to get blessed so you can bless. And that is the standard by which he measured me growing up, and is the standard by which I still measure myself. And it's the standard we Democrats use today. I stand before you because my parents saw promise in their 7 children. But my parents did not do it alone. No one does it alone. It was our Democratic Party that pushed open the doors of opportunity for me and for millions of children all across this great country. It was our party that fought for Head Start and good schools and made college affordable and championed affirmative action and school desegregation, that passed Social Security and Medicare, that defended our nation abroad, fought for our veterans back home, that protected the rights and the pensions of our workers, and that made the dream of home ownership possible for millions of American families. Yes, it still is our Democratic Party that championed civil rights and voting rights and voting rights. It's we Democrats who fully understand that when you take away a person's right to vote, you take away their ability to shape and determine their own destiny. And it was, and it is, our Democratic Party that fights for women's rights, gay rights, the LGBTQ rights. Our party does not just believe, but understands that Black lives matter. But we also recognize that our communities and our law enforcement work best when they work together. Our party knows that diversity is not our problem, but it is our promise. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, that's why ours is a party of unity and not division. I'm proud that our party's platform will help not the wealthy, not the 1%, but instead it will help our struggling middle class, our working families, the disadvantaged and the disabled. It will help the less fortunate. Our platform has passed my father's test, and it has done so not by seeking common ground, but aspiring to higher ground. It envisions a nation where we do not merely increase the minimum wage, but we enact a living wage. It envisions a nation in which we eliminate the death penalty, because we as Democrats, we value every life, Black, white, Asian, every life.
It envisions a nation where we do not have to choose between protecting the environment and creating jobs, but where we can defend our planet against global warming, while at the same time enacting policies that foster job creation, incentivize new startups, and bring expatriated jobs back home. It envisions a nation where every child can get a first-rate education and leave school equipped to compete in a global economy. It envisions an America in which we protect a woman's right to choose, where everyone can get the health care they need when they need it, regardless of their zip code or circumstance. Because health care in our country is not a privilege. It is now, thanks to President Barack Obama, our right as Americans. And so, Madam Chair, when I say my prayers at night and I look up to the heavens, I see the stars, and sometimes I see my father. I know tonight he's smiling on all of us. And he, like me, is proud. Proud of our platform committee, our truly progressive platform, and our great nominee, Hillary Clinton, and our party's bright future. And if my father, that brilliant man with a fourth-grade education, but a mind full of wisdom and common sense, was standing here with us tonight, I know he would be proud of all of you. And he would say these words, that this election is bigger than Hillary Clinton, bigger than Bernie Sanders, it's bigger than all of us. It's about generations yet unborn. And he would say these simple words, you are blessed, so you can bless others. Go out there and vote, and don't stop lifting up the American people. May God bless America.
As co-chair of the Platform Committee, I am proud to present the Platform Committee report. As a Democrat, I am privileged to be here at this momentous and historic occasion, honoring our party's legacy and standing on the shoulders of giants. I can't help but be reminded of Congresswoman Barbara Jordan, the first Black woman to give a keynote address at the Democratic Convention. In 1996, she asked, are we to be one people bound together by common spirit, sharing in common endeavor, or will we become a divided nation? I believe we are faced with the same question today. And I believe we and Hillary Clinton have the answer. 3 weeks ago, 187 members heard testimony from 144 witnesses. We deliberated for hours. We took comments from experts, advocates, elected officials, and neighbors, co-workers, and friends. And in the most open and transparent process in our party's history, we drafted the most progressive platform ever. It's a bold bold vision for working families, social justice, and the continued prosperity and security of our country. And it is reflective of our values as Democrats, the party of inclusion. We know that the common endeavor that Barbara Jordan called for 40 years ago is just as powerful and profound today. And we know that our party, our country, is stronger together. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I move for the adoption of the platform report.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paul Booth from the District of Columbia.
Sisters and brothers, colleagues on the drafting committee, my friends on the Sanders campaign with whom I was proud to work through and adopt these hard-fought agreements, I am proud to help present the most ambitious platform the Democratic Party has ever offered. Democrats of every stripe came together to create this bold plan for progress, and make no mistake, it is a win for middle-class families and all those trying to get there. It has historic investments in infrastructure that will put people to work, strengthen our communities, and make our nation more competitive in the 21st century. It has a declaration to raise the minimum wage, and Americans need to earn $15 an hour at least. It has support for the public services, the public schools, and the public workers who are the backbone of our country and keep our neighborhoods strong, safe, and thriving. And it has progressive and high standards on trade to protect American workers. And it commits us to take on directly and forcefully the challenges of systemic racism in America. This platform fights for social justice, for equal pay and higher pay, for safe and secure retirement, and for the right to organize labor unions. To Americans who are having it rough trying to make ends meet, to those who have seen heartbreaking violence, to those who think that the American dream is slipping out of reach, or that climate change is hopelessly irreversible, we have done our best to pave a hopeful path forward. Our platform isn't a bunch of slogans. To achieve our high hopes, we offer plans, not empty promises. And we need leaders capable of delivering those plans. And that's exactly who we are nominating: Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine. Who agree and will carry out our vision. The Republican platform The Republican platform would not make America great. The Republican platform would pull the rug out from under us, legalizing discrimination, cutting holes in the social safety net, austerity for you and me, while the corporate elite and billionaires get special privileges, and more deregulation, more privatization, and union busting at the expense of working families. That would not make America great. And neither will the gridlock that we've been living with. Americans need a better option. And that's exactly what this bold agenda represents. But words alone are not enough. This platform needs a mandate from the voters of America. And that demands that we come together and work together and organize together and mobilize together anywhere and everywhere we can win to win this November and beyond. Brothers and sisters, none of the visionary proposals that we've committed to, the policies that brought millions of us into activist engagement in the primaries, none can be achieved without that mandate from the voters. Let's face it, Americans are skeptical. They've seen Republican partisanship blocking millions of people from Medicaid. They've even seen it shut down the government. So they ask, can we deliver for working men and women? Our answer, yes, we can. We can be proud of what we've written together. We should be. The solutions Americans want and need are in this platform. So let's ratify it together. Let's take it out on the road together. And with these progressive principles guiding us, let's elect Democrats from the White House to the 50 state houses together. Thank you.
Well, good evening. My name is Benjamin Todd Jealous. I'm a civil rights organizer and the son of two teachers whose marriage was against the law 50 years ago. You can say I've spent my entire life pulling people together to prove that love trumps hate. And I'm proud to be one of the 1,900 delegates here tonight from the Bernie Sanders campaign. Bernie will be here tonight, and as he said to us today, today is our day to begin to unify so we can defeat Donald Trump. And I'm looking forward to joining him, along with all of us, to take back the Senate, elect great local and state change makers, defeat Trump, and make Hillary Clinton president of these United States. And I am proud to support this platform, the most progressive platform in the history of our party. It empowers us all to pull together and win big victories at the ballot box and beyond. You see, I hail from the great state of Maryland, where we are a state where Democrats have shown that when we all come together as one, we win more, bigger, and better victories faster. 4 years ago, when it seemed like reactionary Republicans were assailing everybody's rights everywhere, all at once, we in Maryland adopted the motto of the Three Musketeers and said, all for one and one for all. In the year that followed, we abolished the death penalty, passed marriage equality, decriminalized low-level possession of marijuana, passed the DREAM Act, expanded voting rights, and passed sensible gun safety reform. And it is in that same spirit that we present this platform tonight and say to the college students and graduates who are drowning in debt, join us at the ballot box this fall and together we will make college radically more affordable. To communities devastated by both mass incarceration and murder, join us at the ballot box, and together we will shift our nation's priorities away from the failed war on drugs and towards rehabilitation and the reincorporation of men and women returning into our economy. And public safety strategies, not law and order foolishness, but public safety strategies that actually make us safer. To the hard-working parents who bear that special pain that comes when you realize that your family just can't survive on $7.25, we say join us at the ballot box, and we will win the fight for 15 and raise the minimum wage from coast to coast to $15 per hour. And to residents of rural communities and urban areas ravaged by the poisoning of their wells and their water supply, we say, join us at the ballot box, and we will ensure that your voice is heard, your water is made clean, and our nation shifts away from gas and coal and towards wind and solar. And to people of good conscience everywhere who are tired of seeing our neighbors abused, scapegoated, and killed because of racism, transphobia, homophobia, and xenophobia, we say join us at the ballot box, and together we will move America forward to become the most perfect of the unity and dignity of the human family that the world has ever seen. Americans, we say we are FDR, JFK, MLK, Shirley Chisholm, Barbara Mikulski, Barack Obama, and Hillary Clinton. We broke the gender barrier at the Senate and the color barrier at the White House. Join us at the ballot box, and we will elect Hillary Clinton president of these United States, defeat Donald Trump, and build a better America for all our daughters and sons. Let's come together, y'all, and let's go win this. God bless.
A motion has been made to adopt the 2016 Democratic National Platform as recommended by the Platform Committee. Is there a second? Pursuant to our rules, we will now have a voice vote on approving the Platform Committee's report. All those in favor say aye. Let's go. Opposition? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Thank you very much to our Platform Committee co-chairs, Shirley Franklin and Governor Daniel Malloy, and the members of the Platform Committee, as well as our Platform Drafting Committee Chair, Representative Elijah Cummings, and the members of
Thank you.